이제 이 세상에 당신은 없어. 하지만 우리는 당신을 되살릴 수 있어. 우리 식구가 되어준다면. 쓸만하지 않습니까? 퇴소 후 10년. 10년간 우리와 함께 한다면 남은 평생을 보내. 누굽니까? 위에서 명령하면 난 전달하고 넌 죽인다.
An 8-year-old girl was playing hide-and-seek with her dad. Suddenly, the door slammed open and 2 thugs shoved her dad inside. Before she could even understand what was happening, one of the thugs pulled out a knife and stabbed her dad right in the chest. Even though he was hurt, her dad told her to stay completely quiet with his last breath. Then, out of nowhere, a heavy hammer hit her on the head, splattering fresh blood all over her face. At that exact moment, her dad was dragged outside. Sushi thought she was safe, but a man came back, holding a hammer. Sushi held her breath as he sat on the bed, swinging the hammer around. Her heart started racing. She felt like the killer was going to hit her too, and just then she got caught. But the man didn't hit her. Instead, he sold her to an old guy. As soon as the old man started taking off his clothes, about to do something disgusting, a stranger barged in and knocked him down. During the scuffle, the gun fell near Sushi. Seeing her chance, Sushi grabbed the gun and shot the guy coming from behind. That day, the two of them, they saved each other's lives. Music. The guy who came to save the girl was named Asha, and he was the leader of the Yanbian gang. Sushi asked Asha to help her become a professional killer so she could avenge her dad. Music. So, Asha entered her into a gun assembling contest against a fugitive. The bet was that Sushi had to assemble the gun first and shoot the other person. But no one expected Sushi to put the gun together in just 10 seconds. Sushi aimed, but because of her innocence, she couldn't pull the trigger. Music. Seeing this, the guy sped up and took aim at Sushi. But right then, Asha shot him. After that, Asha started training him. During the training, Sushi fell in love with Asha, and he was happy about it too. Soon, Sushi got a lead on her father's killer. She went to his house with an axe, but there was already a trap set. Sushi got caught. The attacker raised a hammer but didn't strike a deadly blow. Instead, he said he didn't kill her dad. The real killer was someone else. He was about to tell the truth when suddenly, the window shattered. Asha came in like death itself and, in a flash, he took out everyone. Then, he saved Sushi's life with music. After this incident, Sushi confessed her love to Asha. Asha agreed, and they got married. Music. But on their honeymoon, a mysterious call came, and he left Sushi all alone. When they met again, Asha was a corpse. He was actually hunting down her father's killer. As soon as he found a lead, he wanted to fulfill Sushi's last music wish. But he was betrayed and killed. Hearing this, Sushi was shattered and vowed to take revenge. She went alone into the enemy's hideout. She went ahead and took down a goon. She had no idea there were hundreds of armed men in front of her. Sushi kept moving forward, killing everyone floor by floor. To avenge the death of her loved ones, she pushed with all her might to the top floor, attacking relentlessly with her knife. Every strike was deadly, but Sushi was human too. Amidst the crowd and constant attacks, her strength started to give out. Just then, a bulky guy grabbed her by the throat and slammed her down. Holding her hair, Sushi couldn't regain her balance. That's when her hand hit something hard, which she grabbed from the big guy. He dropped to his knees. He let his guard down, and Sushi struck him in the face. When he got dizzy, Sushi took control. She grabbed a rope from the shelf and wrapped it around his neck. He choked and collapsed. Sushi got down to the ground, tightened the rope even more, then ran, smashed through a glass window, and jumped out of the building. Sushi single-handedly wiped out the entire killer gang and avenged her father. Just as she was about to leave, the police surrounded her. They'd been chasing her for months and were shocked by her skills. Right then, an intelligence agency knocked her out for a special mission. They took her along for the mission and quietly performed plastic surgery on her. When Sushi opened her eyes, music, her face had completely changed. She was kept locked up in a secret base where they repeatedly knocked her out by releasing poisonous gas through the ventilation. But this time, when the armed guards came to take her away thinking she was unconscious, Sushi, who was pretending, suddenly woke up and attacked. She felt something was off. Inside, girls were dancing ballet. Sushi was shocked, wondering what on earth was going on here. Just then, the guards started chasing her, and she tried to run away with all her might, music. While running, she opened another room where people were specifically learning how to cook. Seeing her shocked state, it seemed like the people there, music, were used to this. Just then, all the guards came after her, and one caught her. As they were about to restrain her, Sushi pulled out a knife and grabbed the guard. She thought she could escape, music. But as soon as she opened the door, there was a stage right in front of her where people were calmly watching her. Scared, Sushi just wanted to get out of this strange place. Music. She kicked the door open and saw some girls learning makeup. They acted totally normal around him because everyone who came here had already tried to run away and failed. Sushi started getting scared that she might get stuck here too. In a panic, she asked for a way out. Just then, a girl with short hair came over, promised to show her the way, and started walking with her. She opened a secret exit and they got outside. Then the girl told Sushi to jump down. Seeing it was about 10 meters high, she hesitated. The girl jumped down herself. Seeing her safe, Sushi stabbed the guy in the thigh and pushed him, then jumped down too. But before hitting the ground, the girl fired a shot. Actually, it was all part of her plan. Her name was Kwan. This was where her secret agent's training center was located. The chief had recognized Sushi's skills and wanted to train her for a special mission. But after Asha left, Sushi didn't want to live. The chief had one more way to convince her. He showed her an ultrasound report and said that Asha's child's mother is about to become one. She knew that a child is a woman's biggest weakness. At the same time, she promised her a new identity and a retirement fund after 10 years. In the end, Sushi reluctantly agreed for the child. After that, her training to stay hidden among people began. But staying hidden while being a teacher wasn't her thing, because she would start feeling sleepy as soon as she started teaching, and she didn't even know how to cook or do makeup. Despite being an expert in martial arts, she was weak at other things. Soon, the chief called her. She started scolding. Just then, a woman suddenly came in with a knife and shouted, "Where's the way out?" It was clear she had just been caught. The other women stayed quiet because they had been through this before. The chief gestured for Cyan to show her the way out. Sushi understood what was about to happen. After some time, Sushi gave birth to her child. As the child grew, so did her responsibilities. She worked hard to top the training so she could get out soon. Seeing her determination, the chief gave her a chance. He said that if Sushi killed the man, after the mission she could go out with her daughter. As soon as she got the chance, Sushi decided to finish the job. That night, she sneaked into the man's house with a weapon, but he was already waiting for her. As soon as she stepped inside, he knocked her gun out of her hand with a sword and attacked. But Sushi grabbed him. When he couldn't break free, he switched hands and struck. As Sushi stepped back, he broke free from her grip, and a fierce fight broke out between them. She wasn't slow either. But in the end, Sushi took him down and completed the mission. After passing the mission given by the chief, she got a new responsibility. Now, with a new identity, she disappeared among the people. Sushi wanted to live peacefully with her daughter, but Hanju, who lived next door, started liking her and kept dropping by to check in. Being cautious, Sushi got him investigated. But when she found out Hanju wasn't a spy, she relaxed. Soon, her daughter got admitted to school. She kept taking care of her daughter while on the mission, and Hanju was always around her, music. Because of Hanju, Soshi and her daughter started feeling happy. Slowly, they grew close and fell in love. But then, out of nowhere, a phone call. Music stopped everything. The team leader gave her a new mission, and she had to lie to Hanju about her friend's music accident to complete it. She gave Hanju the house keys and told him to stay there. Meanwhile, Soshi went with her junior as an escort, Music, to steal data from the target. As soon as she got the phone, Soshi made an excuse to go to the washroom, made the pen drive, Music, and extracted all the info from the drive. He copied the mobile data and hid it in the pen clip. The whole job was done in 10 seconds. As soon as he returned to the room, he saw Music that his junior had been caught. Growing suspicious, Sushi had to hand over the guy's phone for her junior's sake. The clever guy realized the data was already copied, so, reluctantly, Sushi handed over the clip too. Suddenly, a fierce fight broke out among the four. Sushi Music fought back and took the pen drive back, but her junior got badly injured. Just then, Music the chief arrived right on time. They arrived. Sushi immediately told her junior to take Minju to the hospital, but the chief ignored her. Minju's going to die. Take her to the hospital or she'll die. What can I do? You should have done your job properly. Sushi stood helpless, watching her junior take her last breath. The chief's rule was clear: the strong survive, the weak die. When she got home and saw her daughter sleeping on the couch, Sushi broke down, worrying about her future. She tried to hide her tears in the sound of running water. Still, Hanju heard everything. Seeing Sushi crying, he hugged her without asking any questions. With support and music, their love grew deeper. But as soon as Hanju proposed to her, Sushi hesitated. She was scared that her true self would frighten him. She thought, if you find out who I really am, you'll be scared and leave me. Hanju said, no matter who you are or what you are, I won't leave you. I'll always be by your side. In the end, she softened and asked the chief for permission to marry Hanju. Sushi liked Hanju and wanted her daughter to be safe after that. The chief agreed but set a condition. The wedding location and guests would be decided by her, but she warned that Sushi had to obey every order, and only after 10 years would she get her freedom. Sushi happily shared this news with Hanju. Hearing this, he was happy too. But then the real truth came out. Hanju himself was the chief's agent, assigned to keep an eye on Sushi. Ever since the day he arrived at the base, he'd been watching her. Their love was actually the chief's planned move to keep tabs on Sushi every moment. Unaware of this truth, Sushi kept waiting for the wedding. But the wedding. 10 minutes before, the chief assigned him a new mission. Music. This mission was planned beforehand, and the location was chosen for that very reason. At the right time, Sushil got all the weapons, and as soon as he got the chance, Music, he took aim at the target. Holding a white sniper rifle, he looked even more handsome. Music! He looked at the target's face before pulling the trigger, but as soon as the bullet fired, he got really nervous. The bullet hit the glasses. The guards immediately surrounded the man. Carefully, he fired a second shot, which hit the bodyguards directly. Now he cleared the target. Music! She saw that it was actually her dead husband, Asha. Sushi was shocked. Just then, there was a knock on the door, and she was called outside for the wedding. Music. She quickly hid the gun and slipped out quietly. Seeing her dead husband alive completely stunned her, because if he was alive, where had he been all these years? She couldn't believe her eyes, but there was nothing she could do. Out of helplessness, Sushi married Hanju. Soon, Asha found a sniper position and got footage showing only Music Sushi going to the bathroom. She saw it. After digging a bit, she found out that all the guests were just rented actors. Now, the whole conspiracy clicked for her. To get to the truth, he went to watch Sushi's stage show. As soon as the show ended, he met her. Her face had changed, but the eyes were the same. He just wanted to recognize her. Asha lied, saying he was her fan, but Sushi immediately told him to leave. The next moment, Ashang pulled out a gun on her. Even though she had been his wife, she was no longer a threat he could take lightly. Sushi twisted her words so much that Asha became sure this wasn't the same girl. Music. He found what he was looking for. He immediately turned and walked away. At the same time, Hanu met Sushi and Asha. Music. The news reached the chief. Asha's men overheard their conversation too. Soon, the chief started questioning Sushi, Music, and warned her that she had to eliminate Ashanang tonight. To stay with Hanju, Sushi had no choice but to follow the order. Just then, she received a card with flowers and a USB. Sushi slipped into a cafe, avoiding watchful eyes, and plugged in the USB. Music. It had a recording of Hanju and the chief's conversation. She shouldn't have messed up like that. Anyone can make such a mistake. Don't hold on to misunderstandings. Your marriage is also a mission. The moment he heard the truth, his heart broke. What she thought was love turned out to be a trap. To take revenge, she sent Asha a message saying a secret agent was coming to kill her. As soon as Asha got the news, her men caught the agent. The chief realized Sushi had betrayed him, but didn't tell Hanju anything. He just told him to keep an eye on Sushi. Meanwhile, Sushi wanted to get back at Hanju but kept waiting for the right moment. The chief captured. They came up with a new plan to free the agent. Instead of the agent, Sushi would be swapped in, and at the same time, Asha would be taken out. Asha agreed to the deal. Before reaching the designated spot, Asha appeared on a motorcycle. She stopped the chief's car and took out the guards before they could even blink. The chief was about to grab his gun when a truck crashed into them from behind with a huge bang. In the chaos, Sushi managed to snatch the handcuff key from a dead guard. The situation had completely turned around. In the end, Asha dropped her off outside her apartment, and for safety. The gunshot stopped. Music. But just as Sushi reached the bottom of her apartment, there was a sudden loud explosion from above. Her heart sank. She looked up and saw Hanju falling from the window with his daughter pressed to his chest. Music. Sushi ran like crazy. She stretched out her arms, trying to catch her daughter. Music. But the next second, both of them slammed hard onto the ground. Sushi ran over and scooped her daughter into her arms. Music. But it was too late. Her breaths had stopped. Hanju somehow held on till his last breath. He wanted to say something, but seeing Sushi fall apart, he broke down right there too. At that moment, Sushi's anger hit the roof. She was convinced the chief was behind all this. The fire of revenge blazed up inside her. Now she wanted only one thing, the chief dead. But then, the chief quietly switched on a monitor. The screen started playing footage from just before the explosion. Turns out, the secret agent Sushi had caught was the one who gave away her address. Using that info, Asha's men reached her home. When Hanju came back with his daughter, those guys attacked him. Hanju realized he thought this was all part of Asha's plan. To save his daughter, he talked to Asha. The reply he got was, "If you want to stay alive, kill the baby with your own hands." Just then, a man threw a knife at him. But Hanju had already accepted that baby as his own daughter. He grabbed the knife and fought back with all his strength. Because the enemies were more in number, he couldn't hold on and was caught again. Then, Hanju found out a shocking truth, that the thug who had killed Sushi's father was none other than Asha herself. As soon as he heard this, Sushi's legs, the ground gave way. Music. After that, Ashu and the bomb were tied together. The plan was crystal clear. As soon as Sushi reached downstairs, boom! Asha, Music, knew just how dangerous Sushi was. He wanted to break her so badly that she'd turn against the agency herself. But he made one mistake. Music. The chief had footage from the entire house. Once the truth came out, all that was left inside Sushi was pure rage. Music. She drove the car straight onto the roof and crashed right into Asha's base. The moment she stepped inside, Music, she took down everyone one by one. In just a few minutes, all four bodies were lying everywhere. Finally, Asha stepped out of his hideout. But Sushil's mind was still stuck on one question. Did Asha ever truly love him? Right then, Asha didn't hesitate and told the truth. He said he never loved Sushil. Everything he did was for one reason only. He wanted to keep Sushil close. He wanted to turn him into his sharpest and deadliest weapon. But fate had other plans. Hearing this, Sushil felt shattered inside. He threw down his gun, pulled out a small knife, and without a word, Asha lunged at Pal without wasting a second. She was testing every fighting move she had learned on him. Both top-level fighters stood face to face. The fight that started inside the house spilled out onto the street. Neither was willing to back down. Just then, Asha's men showed up. They rescued her and hijacked a bus to make their escape. Sushi chased after them but crashed into a car and fell to the ground. Taking advantage of the moment, Asha ordered the bus to run right over her. The bus sped straight toward her, but at the last second she rolled off to the side. Sushi was still alive. She wasn't about to give up. She jumped up right away. Music. She smashed the car windshield with a hammer, started the engine, and hit the accelerator with the bottle. Then, climbing onto the bonnet, she grabbed the steering wheel with her left hand and started chasing the bus. Music. As the vehicle got close, she leapt and hung onto the back of the bus. When she got the chance, she broke the window and slipped inside. Music. The goons surrounded her, but they couldn't stand up to her strength. Then Ashang had to step forward himself. Music. And so she got ready for a straight-up fight. As Asha weakened, she called the goons and, from behind, but she struck back. Despite the pain, Sushi attacked the driver, causing the bus to overturn. Asha, injured in the crash, couldn't even move, and Sushi got her chance. She grabbed an axe, but just before swinging it, her hand froze. Asha smiled and blew the whistle exactly like that night when he had killed Sushi's father. That sound was still alive inside her. In a single moment, all her anger came rushing back like a storm. This time, she wasn't scared at all. In one swift move, she separated his head from his body, and Asha's story ended right there. This is where the movie ends.